And I'm back with another video for you guys, obviously to talk about what's going on with Bitcoin over the last couple of days, weeks, and what I think might be happening during the next stages. So yesterday I posted this chart of Bitcoin in 4 hours, but I've got rid of the downtrend line and uptrend line. But I'll just have those back for you now just to show you why obviously I did this. We've got downtrend line there, and got another one that we can place it from this wick here. Touch these areas here. For you. Here, good. Look, touch there, touch there. So what we do with the symmetrical triangle, this is what this pattern is called. We have down line coming down here and upwards line coming down here. The main aim is to obviously converge these two prices when they both meet and touch. So obviously we had one touch there and resistance, resistance, resistance here. Again, support, so we have long wick there, long wick down here. Again, touch here, you can actually a bit tighter if you wanted to. Depends how usually you do it. And what this pattern realistically tells us is when we break either from towards the end of it, right there, or we can either break towards the upside to the downside, we can continue chopping here. But we need to have a clear break on the upside. You know, this upward movement. Obviously, I'm not saying it's going to go all the way up to 50,000. I'm not saying it's going to go all the way minus 30,000. But I just wanted to show you guys, obviously, why withdrawing this is very important. And obviously, as this plays out, the more narrow it gets, we'll have a clear idea where Bitcoin will be going in the near future. And I'll just zoom that out for you guys. I also want to show you another area of confluence. Why I think this area here, starting 46,000, 51,000, is a very important area to reclaim in terms of having upside. Whether we'll claim that in the next couple of weeks or months, we don't know yet, but that's the goal. So I'll quickly show you a fib retracement that I did. I want to hit it from the swing high here. One here, I'll swing it out here, and onto the swing low here. At the bottom of this triangle, bring it across here, and then look, we can see this area as a very golden 0.618 fib retracement area that we need to reclaim for further upside. Anything below here, we can see potential downside again, or we're literally going to chop here continuously. Hit resistance, came back down, hit resistance, come back down. We just need that cross for you so you can see. There you go, see here, look, major resistance of 40,000. Even if you break the upside, look, this is the area that I talked about why it's important to draw as many confluences as you can. A bit more. This is why I talked to you about how important it is to add as many confluences when you're drawing charts to make sure obviously the one that you're drawing is accurate. So for example, look, symmetrical triangle here. We have support at the bottom, resistance at the top here. With the fib retracement, look, we've got major resistance of 40,000 that we've tested numerous amount of times, and we had fake breakouts continuously. Look, came back up, tested here, failed, came back up here, failed, came back down to support, bounced off this bottom trend line here, bounced off. And now we're literally just waiting to see, once we get to this section here in the next 3-4 days, whether that goes up, goes back down, or chop sideways. And yeah, so that's the quick update on BTC. Again, guys, at the moment it's a very choppy at the moment in regards to price action, making it very hard to trade, especially if you're trying to leverage, which obviously I don't recommend doing unless you're experienced, or honestly you're experienced trader and you know how to place good longs, good shorts, and good stop losses. And yeah, so, and then the next thing I really want to talk to you about, guys, that's something I previously mentioned in regard to risk management. And obviously I think a lot of people are struggling obviously to take profit or have good stop losses in place just in case for reversal prices. And this is something I always mention on this channel continuously. I think since I started this channel, or even before I had started this channel on Twitter, something I mention continuously. I say, guys, you stop losses, take profit when you're going up, because the price reversal is always imminent. And that's the problem I think that we have with a lot of traders and everyone, because everyone thinks it's a bull market, the price will it's only going to go up. Or actually, it's the opposite. Price goes up and down, up and down, up and down, with people taking profits, market correction, etc. So I just quickly want to show you in regards to BNB here, Binance. Obviously, a lot of people that will say, for example, that were buying in this area. I'll highlight it for you guys here. I think something I've spoken about before. People that were buying in this area here, for example, they were making money. So if you bought here at the support, you would have made money here, here. And then once we start having this decrease in here, they would have maybe said, actually, I'm not going to take any profit now here or cut stop losses. I'm hoping it will bounce back. And again, that's the wrong mentality to have. Like I always say, take profit whilst we're going up, because no one can predict, for example, these tops here that we had for BNB. So look, you bought here, could have sold anywhere from here. Maybe you would regret it and said, I could have kept on, I had more. We had a pullback, sold here. Any of these uprising moves here, because it's very hard to predict that top there. Came back down again. Look, just showing you the areas to take profit is we're selling where you're going high, not when you're right at the top, or not when you're trying to catch the bottom at the bottom here to try buy back, because again, you never know when real support is. And obviously, when we had those two big crashes with BTC, we can see the price of BNB really affected. Lost first support here that held on for since the 27th of April to the 16th of May. Once we lost that support, we found back to next support. Again, failed to hold that support again, and we had a steep move down, long wick down here. Tried to recover with the relief pump on the 20th of May. Again, failed. And came back down all the way here on the 23rd of May. And I just want to show an example. The reason of why I always say to you, sell when you're why you're going up, or have tight stop losses when you enter in the trade, when you're trading high, so anywhere in this region. The reason why is because if you had a trade here, for example, I'll give you an example now. What we will, where is it? Let's do a price range. So for example, let's say if you bought example, right, say if you bought here, right, you bought this 551, you managed to catch any of this top here. Say if you didn't, so the top here is 22%. It's not, doesn't sound a lot, but again, it's 22% profit. If you're lucky, you would have caught that right at the top and sold. If you didn't and you sold down here, again, 15%, it's not too bad. Selling up or we're going, so anywhere between 15 and 20% would have been perfect. Sell there, and then just wait for a better re-entry here. So you could have sold at the top there, have a tight stop loss, bought again here, sold here, again 7-8%, nothing too crazy. But in this region, because everything was pumping, it was easy to buy and sell. And again, having stop losses would prevent you losing X amount of money. Let's say, for example, I'm not saying specific people within the group or people on Twitter, but your average retailer might suffer from this issue here, right? So during the euphoric moment, our BNB hit 685, it's going to $1,000, etc. I saw that quite a lot, you know. Obviously now we know that's not true at the moment. But say if you bought here, say if you bought right at the top, yeah, we bought 685, and you sold at support, you would have lost 20%, obviously, the money that you earned. Obviously, that support was quite low support, so you could have been sold here, say 8%. Or once we had for you guys, so I'll show you what I mean. Once we had that high, that low, that low, any of these 3 candles would have been a perfect time to get out the trade if you bought here. Any of these 3, look, I'm gonna show you. Look, 5% max, 5% stop loss. I always say 2 to 3%, but obviously that depends on you. You can push that up to 5%, depending obviously how much leeway you want to do, whether you're leveraging, I don't recommend, whether you're spot trading, which I recommend. Again, personal opinion, no financial advice. So if you bought high there at 585 and you had a tight stop loss of about 5%, and we saw that move down, you would have got stopped out the 5%, and then you would have waited till a perfect opportunity to re-enter a trade. Again, without knowing this was going to happen, would have waited until we've got the bounce of support here, enter a trade here, 12%, 11% there. Have a tight stop loss again, that support area. Right. I'll give you an example why stop losses are important and why I always go on about these actually. Right. Say if we bought here and I didn't have a stop loss, the first thing you would have lost 20%. Then you say to myself, okay, we might have a bounce of support this area. This is acted as support before. Okay, you would have been minus 20% underwater right now. And you thought to yourself, okay, because I didn't place a stop loss, I will try to recover from here. That mentality of not cutting your losses early will affect you more, and I'll show you why. All right, say then back down to next support, 32% here, right? You think to yourself, okay, we might have another bounce off lower support, get some upside, cut my losses, maybe 15%. And we had another long wick from BTC. Now from the initial price that we bought at, we're minus 59% now if we didn't sell, right? Right, let's go a bit worse now. Let me move that down for you. So look, 68% underwater right now. If you bought right at the top, which I never said you did or anyone in the group did, but I know certain people that were aiming for 700, 800, 1,000 BNB. Everyone's euphoric, hoping for that to go further up. Look, you never sold or never had a tight stop loss right at the top or further down at any support, or cut your losses early. At the lowest that BNB got recently, it would have been minus 68%. And this is why I say stop losses are important. And people have asked me before, but what if I get stopped out early and then the coin booms after that, or you know, like that thing that we had with Matic recently. I was trading at 30 cents. I had a tight stop loss about 27 cents before it boomed. And then we saw a crazy parabolic move up to $1, $2, $3, etc. Whatever happened. But at the end of the day, that happens, and obviously I had the tight stop loss when that initially happened. Again, this is something. It can happen. A tight stop loss might make you miss out of profits on the other side, but most of the chances will save you losing a lot more capital than you should have lost. And the problem is that right now, yeah. So anyone that bought at the top of BNB and never sold and just held on, would have been minus 68% the initial investment, right? Obviously, it doesn't sound a lot if you invest in, I don't know, what, 100, 250 or $500, right? But once you get into the thousands or tens of thousands or how much people are investing, then you're in a crazy negative amount now. And obviously, when we get back down to that stage, that's the best time to be rebuying all of these coins at a cheaper price. But because you never sold early and never waited until until the market corrected itself, or how it happened, now you don't have that funds to buy the dips, or you got liquidated, or you got wrecked, and you put fear in the market, etc. So yeah, so obviously the point I'm trying to get is having a quite tight stop loss. Obviously this can vary depending obviously how the market is. But when we're in some very uncertain times like that we are now in regards to BTC, and we're just having a lot of sideways action here, And obviously, again, this is the reason why I don't recommend leveraging when the market's this choppy, or you're not sure what you're doing, and you're getting liquidated continuously. Because if you bought here, all right, let's say if you didn't buy there, right, and you bought, I don't know, maybe down here, again, minus 61%. And say, okay, you didn't buy there, but you bought initially here, minus 53%. Do you see what I mean? And for you, and look, so you're minus 53% there. And for you to even make that money back again, the way you was, you need the portfolio from if you bought down here, and to get back down to even break even, you need to make 227% to have even a chance of making break even the money that you had there. And I'll just quickly show you again, guys, now that this present difference is here. Look. So look, 68% went down from top here to the long wick down here. And then for you to even break even on the same amount of money, even come back to where we was here, you need Binance Coin to do 227% just to break even. Yeah. So this is why I say to people the importance of stop losses. Stop losses, capital preservation, the two most important things, obviously, when trading. Once you got those two nailed down, taking profit while we're selling, while we're going up, is the next most important thing. Never have the idea that you think to yourself, oh, I could have made more. If I held on, I could have made more money here. I think that doubt kills a lot of people, mindset of trading and getting too emotional. Take profit, have a profit in mind that you wish to take, whether it's 50% of the trade or 25% of the trade, etc. Once you have that mindset of capital preservation and having correct stop losses placed, everything, I promise you, everything will fall in place together after. But once you get those two things nailed down, the stop losses, capital preservation, and also actually having patience of knowing roughly where the market will bottom out. Again, no one predicted the market will bottom out right here and bounce back up. No one. People have been buying here, even buying when we're going up as a relief. But no one knows where that bottom would have been. Again, and that's the main issue. Like I always say to people, never try to catch the bottom, never try to catch the top. It'd be impossible. Have type stop losses to prevent losing further money. And if you buy low here, sell while we're going up. So while we're going up, always. And yeah, so that's obviously quick video on regards into risk management, and obviously what I wanted to cover with people, and obviously help people in specifically not getting wrecked as much, having a better strategy. And obviously this is stuff that I can cover further in detail in the future. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any questions, leave them over to me. Thank you very much.